Three different moments of Christian mission are mirrored in today's readings. Let's start from the reverse. Luke chapter 10 reflects a peaceful period for the church. The letter to the Galatians from St. Paul comes from a time and place of controversy and suffering. Our third reading represents the calm after the storm with its gold new hopes. This fact shows that the Bible does not have a single message for all times and every place. Rather, there are reactions to various situations. What is our situation? What do you think in this country, in London, in our neighborhood? Is it a peaceful period? What do you think? Or is it a period after storm or before one? How is suffering and in what forms present in our personal lives and in our community itself? Luke chapter 10 seems to embody a time of peace, when there is a peaceful time for apostolate, for Christian mission. People are compared to a field ready to harvesters to reap with good hope. Of course, there are dangers, and so care must be exercised by the lambs in the midst of wolves. Yet the gospel passage shows us that the apostles don't carry traveling bags, that they enter a house freely for hospitality. These seem to indicate a relative calm. There is a joy which marks the disciples. The reign of God is at hand. From this happy and successful apostolate, the disciples return to Jesus with full enthusiasm. As a community, we enjoy a similar period of peace. Let us cherish these moments of building in our community. Let us give thanks for the peaceful periods in our lives, particularly when you are young. Let us give thanks for the peace in our community, the gifts of peace like our lunch club, our Bible group on Thursdays, or activities with kids, or the works, the repair works on our buildings. Let us use this time of peace well. St. Paul wrote his epistle to the Galatians from a time of persecution and hardship. It is important to notice that this phase is also present in Christians' life. Sooner or later, it's present. It is important to notice that sadly, or partially, Paul's persecution came from Christians, from fellow Jewish Christians who faulted him for allowing the pagans to worship God completely free from the restrictions of the Mosaic law. Paul also underwent punishment from Roman authorities. Yet, and this is what the churches can learn from this phase of their mission, and even as individuals, he does not dwell upon his sufferings. As he put it, all that matters is that one is created anew. Amidst persecution, a wonderful message. All that matters, that one is created anew. His experience of transformation, being transformed by the suffering and risen Lord, brings him peace and mercy. And what a gift it is. We would not expect it from Christians who undergo suffering. When they join Christ, their suffering brings about transformation, and they became peaceful and merciful. This is a hallmark of being a Christian. Even if we suffer hardship from others, even from within our family, the closest ones, Christ, through our suffering, challenges us and purifies us and brings peace and mercy. This is all what remains when suffering ends, peace and mercy. This is our experience in particular when things cannot be resolved from within our strength. And when we are helped, it is a top-up of our energies, a pure gift from God, His peace and mercy. So, even in this phase of Christian mission, we can learn to evaluate and cherish the gift of mercy and peace. It is in this spirit of mercy and peace that the last chapters of Isaiah, our third reading, reach outward to foreigners and others. The prophet welcomed the foreigners like the pagan eunuchs who have been mutilated, even those who brought about the affliction on Israel. Now, in the Spirit of God, even the previous enemies are welcomed and reconciled through their conversion. They are now, through the spirit of the church, because this is the spirit of the church, they are welcomed. So, through these experiences of peace, a peaceful period for mission, through the experience of suffering, when one is in the midst of suffering and challenges, or through the experience of redemption, when sufferings and ordeals ended, we come to see God as a nursing mother. This is the hallmark of Christians. In all situations, we see God as a nursing mother. In the words of the prophet, the holy city is seen as a kind, nourishing mother, because a walled city was always a feminine gender in the Hebrew Bible. Compared to a pregnant mother, cities were circled with city walls, and this reminded the prophet to a pregnant mother with her children within, who may be suffering at the moment, but will be brought to a new birth, to a new life. Jerusalem was the home and throne of God with His people, as our heavenly city. God's heaven and its earthly manifestation on Sunday worship is the home and throne of God with us. And this presence is a healing one. Actually, when we anoint the sick on every first Sunday of the month, or who are facing a medical appointment, this is the extension of God's heavenly kingdom. In our Sunday worship, we experience an abundant life which we indeed need as a sustenance. And this is the hallmark of adult Christians. When we are young, with less responsibilities and enthused, supported by parents, we don't feel the need that Sunday worship is our sustenance for the coming week. We are given here warmth and comfort. And as our week progresses, we get exhausted and we realize that we need God's nourishing presence. We are given comfort. Here in our Sunday worship, Christians forget the persecutions of the past. We no longer remember our fears. Even those who perpetrated our sufferings are now welcome by the same God. So let us celebrate our renewal, our being sent to others through these 3 phases of mission which the Gospel reading spoke about. Let us celebrate that we are sent to others like the 12 had been sent. Let us celebrate all these phases of mission in peaceful times, in persecution, and in the time of consolation and recovery. Let us celebrate it as the continuation of our Lord's incarnation. Let us cherish proudly our Christian identity, which is a daily toiling work, but, as our 3 readings demonstrated, which is also a joyful journey.